Welcome back to episode 0 of being an absolute fuckwit. But the real topic is um, how long can someone thug it out until thugging out is impossible? What I mean by that is how long can someone just thug it out until thugging it out becomes impossible? I think that in my generation, it's so hard for people to actually get stuff done while also trying to battle, their own personal battles. I think it's just so hard for people, especially my age or Generation Z, to kind of wrestle with is the fact that there's I'm trying to find the right word here. There's so many outside factors that are really, I guess, attacking what we want to do. Like, for example, thugging it out can be as simple as just hanging in there. I mean, there's so many people who are like, "Oh, just hang in there, it gets better." And sometimes, sometimes it gets better, but there's not many times where it's like, well, do I feel like it's getting better or do I feel like I'm just, coasting? And that's not a bad thing. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily bad to coast, but I think that there's a time and a place for everything. Um, and I think that a lot of us have to come to terms that thugging it out might be harmful to us. Thugging it out might not necessarily be something that we want to do long term, just because it can lead to complacency and it can lead to stuff that we necessarily don't want for ourselves. I mean, I think I struggle this personally, where it's like I try to limit myself on my ability to do things just because of confidence or of what other people will think. Um, it's especially I think what's holding me back personally. I think it's just so hard for my generation to understand the fact that thugging it out can also be beneficial. So it's harmful in certain ways, but it's also beneficial in many ways where it's like, well, thugging it out is also just a definition of hanging in there. You just got to hang in there and see if, something will work out for you. I mean, it's true that nothing will go your way all the time. I think that's true. But I think that you have to kind of understand that just because you're going through this time in your life doesn't mean that it's going to be forever. And what you're going through right now, I think that to keep the optimism of it will get better. Like, you can't always expect everything to be sunshine and rainbows because in reality, life is not all sunshine and rainbows. And I understand that, you know, I'm in a totally different situation than somebody else, but I think it really is, at least me personally, I really gotta understand, wow, I kind of have to thug it out. Like, there's no way for me to just want to say I want to become a film director and then do nothing. Like, that is not logical at all. I mean, if you ask me the definition of insanity of doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, I would call myself insane because I haven't done anything that would, I guess, propel what I wanted to do forward. But I think that it's necessary to kind of understand that I'm at a certain point where in my life where it's like the only person who can hold me accountable is me. No one else is coming to save me, and no one else is just gonna be there just because they said they're gonna be there. Like, no one's gonna save me. There's not gonna be some person who's just gonna come, like, and just be like one day, oh, here's $1 million, just go spend on whatever film equipment you want, and then you can just make a movie. Like, it doesn't work like that. I think it takes dedication and hard work, and that's the definition of what thugging it out means. I mean, you could put thugging it out into different definitions, but that might not necessarily mean something from another thing. Like, you gotta have an expectation, or you have to be willing to understand that in order to thug it out, you kind of have to just hang in there all the time because there's going to be a time and place in your life where you got to understand shit, no one really is coming to save me, and I gotta take accountability for myself. Whether it be in school or your craft or whatever you're doing, you just kind of have to really hunker down and not be complacent where you're at. And I think that complacency can be good, and please take that lightly. Complacency can be good to a certain point. I mean, if you woke up and what you wanted to be, if someone asked you what you wanted to be when you grew up and you said, "Oh, I want to be a mechanic." That's great. Become the best mechanic you can possibly be. I just think that complacency can also be turned into arrogance because a lot of people who are very highly motivated will talk to someone and they'll be like, "Oh, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And if it's not to the standards of what they think is successful, then they'll clown you and they'll make fun of you for saying you want to be something. And please take this as motivation. Don't give a shit what other people say because it's not their life. Sure, whatever. Say they want to become a fucking professional athlete. Well, that doesn't mean that you can't become a mechanic or a plumber or do the trades or do whatever the fuck you want. No one gives a shit. I think I've spent so much of my life worrying about what other people think that I've been robbing myself of opportunities that I would have had otherwise. For example, if someone's talking to me and they're like, "Oh yeah, I plan on doing this and this and this," and I hate those people who just try to put you down for no freaking reason. Like those people who are like, "Oh, well, I want to be this, but I don't think you can do that." Like those people have the lowest self-esteem and the lowest self-confidence in themselves because they think that in order for them to succeed, they must put other people down. That's not the case. You don't need to put someone else down in order to make yourself feel better. But some people just don't understand that. You just have to understand that it gets to a point you gotta stop giving a fuck. Because no one gives a fuck. No one cares what you're doing. If I was walking down the street, like on the sidewalk, and someone's asking, "Hey, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And I say, "Oh, I want to be a garbage man." After they talk to you, I bet you $100 that they'll fucking forget. Or you're just walking down the street and you see someone and they just glance at you. There's feelings of anxiety, especially if you, what's the right word? Like just say you're walking down the street and you glance at someone. Yeah, there might be feelings of, oh, maybe they think I'm weird, especially if you think that people are staring at you all the time. But if you just walk past them in the street, even just in general, no one gives a shit. And even if did give a shit and they were gonna say something stupid, you gotta understand that they're stupid for a reason. You cannot care what they're saying because they're just stupid. Like don't surround yourself with stupid people because that's really that can be really harmful to number one your mental health because you always think about what other people think but you never prioritize yourself. And also it's just straight up just unintelligent. Those people who always put you down. And I'm not saying constructive criticism. I think constructive criticism is a great thing, but I'm saying to those people who just put you down to put you down. Like, what are you doing with your own life that you have to put others down to boost yourself? To think that I'll get a better chance if I just put this person down. No, dummy, you fucking stupid motherfucker. You're not helping anyone. You're just a fucking chud, bro. There's nothing good with your life if you're doing that all the fucking time. So, that's my 2 cents. I don't know how long I've sat here. My big goal um, is to become a filmmaker. And I can really tell from my parents that they do not want me to do this and they are not confident in my abilities to make something just because I haven't made anything. And that's true, I haven't made anything, but I know I'm passionate enough that things will get done. Things can happen in my life and doors will open as long as I believe in myself. Number one, self-belief is the most important thing in your life. And also number two is that you can't give up. A week ago, 2 weeks ago, basically, I had the most motivation to write a bunch of screenplays, short stories, be a film director, direct a bunch of shorts, direct a feature, and all that. And today I'm starting to feel it kind of wear down, where it's like, well, the motivation is slowing down, but that doesn't mean it has to disappear. Like, I think that I can be a highly motivated person all the time while also staying disciplined. This is where the discipline kicks in, because discipline and consistency, because my dreams can become a reality if I stay consistent and disciplined, but that doesn't mean that my creativity and my motivation has to disappear just because I'm disciplined and consistent. It just means that I kind of have to thug it out. I kind of have to thug it out and really just trust the process. I mean, right now uh, my parents want me to be all these things, and it's like, well, deep down, and I tell them that oh yeah, I'll just follow in your footsteps, or I'll do what you say, but deep down, I think there's a feeling in me where it's like I want to be my own person, and I kind of want to define my future. I think that's great about being young, is because really, if you find something you're so passionate about, why not just dig in and say, hey, I want to do this, or I want to do this. I mean, I think that's freaking beautiful. So that's kind of where I'm at, where it's like I'm so scared to tell my parents, because it's like I want to make them happy, but I also want to make me happy. So I think that's where I struggle the most. And I hope that if this ever gets out, or if anyone's listening to this, the fact that I'm making this video now is one more step than what I would have had if I didn't do anything. It's just like it's a difference of night and day, literally, even though it's something so minuscule, because consistency is key. If I keep doing this and if I keep believing in myself, it's self-belief, because there's so many creative people out there, there's so many athletes out there where other people would put them down or not believe in them, or they had to try and fail over and over again. And I think that's part of the process, where you have to try and fail. I mean, no one can truly call themselves a great artist, a great storyteller, a great screenwriter, a great director, a great actor if they didn't try and fail at least 100 times. I think that luck plays a little bit, but it's really dedication, because if you get put in a situation where a little bit of luck shows up, you can't use that luck unless if you have the discipline and the motivation to do it. So my encouragement to people, if this video ever gets out, my encouragement is to stay thugging out. Just keep thugging it out. Keep hanging in there. And just don't give up. And the self-belief part is the most important part. You cannot give up on yourself just because other people give up on you. And you cannot give up on yourself just because you think that you're not good enough. You have to have the confidence to say, I'm worthy enough to do so and so. And if anyone says I can't, that they can just go shove a bag of dicks up their ass. Or no, they can fuck off, because their opinion doesn't matter. And you really just got to place yourself at the center, because what you value and what's important to you and what you believe in and what you dream of, your dreams can become a reality if you have that dedication, the hyper-focusedness. All you can think about is that one thing. That's when it can come true. Your dreams can become a reality. See? I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm tired and I need to go to bed. Have work tomorrow morning. Yeah, baby.